Buffy star voice jump scare. Today I'll be redesigning characters from the Littlest Pet Shop TV show that aired on, well, it used to be called The Hub. I believe it's Discovery Family now. Whatever, TV channel that is. Sorry if I'm a bit awkward. I've only done one other video where I did a voiceover just because I get bored having to rewatch the footage again and make sure that all the audio is correct. It's also quite awkward because there are other people living in the same house as me, so I find it embarrassing, and it of course that means that there will be interruptions, or there's at least a chance for it, but it's mostly just I find it kind of more annoying than anything. I don't get bothered by my voice much in recordings, at least not anymore, but I guess the ADHD makes me want to, do something other than just watching something. I usually like having something on in the background, but in order for my narration to line up with everything, I need to look at the footage. Anyway, the character that I'll be drawing here, I believe, is called Minka Mark. She's a monkey. From what I saw on the wiki, she's actually a painter, which is cool, I guess. I don't know. But I grew up with the Littlest Pet Shop toys. They're, definitely my favorite, toy. I actually am working on repainting some. Unfortunately, I was too young to grow up with the classic, first generations of Littlest Pet Shop, so I got a lot of the, generation when the show came out, which were, very, they declined in quality by a lot. It was a huge thing within the, LPS tuber community. I didn't hear that many people talk about the show. I guess I heard a couple things where, they said that it didn't look that good. I don't think it looked great either, but as far as, kids' cartoons in that era, wasn't, outstandingly bad. It's more the decline in quality in the toys that bothered everyone, I think. And it bothered me. I didn't mind the show, it was my favorite. Much preferred. The closest comparison is My Little Pony. Because, they're both based off of toy franchises. I believe they're also both owned by Hasbro. And they actually share a lot of voice actors. And, I don't know if it's ever explicitly stated, but inspiration too. The purple dog shares a lot of similarities in color palette to Twilight Sparkle in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. So, anyway, I wanted to try to redesign these characters closer to the original style of the LPS toys. Where they're kind of almost chunkier. And, well, I don't know if the newer ones are particularly angular, but I guess they look, this is gonna sound mean, but they look kind of more like clip art. Or like a vector drawing, but I hope that you guys could understand what I'm trying to say. Like, people say that the characters, they look too like lanky, like the limbs are too thin and it looks unnerving. Also, the eyes are a big point of contention because they changed up the style that the eyes were done and people didn't like it. I didn't either. I mean, I'm not picky, but yeah, I prefer the originals. The character that I'm doing now, I believe, is called Penny. Oh, she's a panda, if you can notice by the reference images on the right of my screen. I don't remember much of what I read about her personalities. I tried to read up a bit on the characters before I made this video to see if I should incorporate that in the design or the expression somehow. I think she was more like shy and like soft-spoken. I think her last name, because all the characters have, you know, first and a last name. I believe her last name was Ling because, you know, giant pandas are in China. Actually, that brings up a question of why are there just like exotic animals in a regular pet shop? You know, whatever, it's a cartoon. But I guess it's kind of funny to think about. I guess if you're gonna nitpick, that might bother some people. But, you know, I don't really care. I'm not too sure, actually, on like what critics say about the show. I think I've read a few where, you know, it's positive, but it's like, I don't know if they're just like surface level. I don't know if those things could be paid off somehow. But, you know, from what I remember, it was it wasn't anything special. But it, you know, I don't know if it's something, anything egregious. Such a big word. But you could see for some animals, when I had the reference pictures on my screen, goodness, I used a few different references of different LPS that are of the same animal or a similar enough species. So, you know, on this one, if you look back, you could see that I put, you know, reference images of different, you know, LPS bears. So I could try to, you know, mix and match, you know, what I liked most about each of them. And what I thought might you know, go well for the character. I yapped for so long that I, you know, in the recording moved on to the next character. This character, I need to look at the file name again. But she's a skunk. I think I remember reading that. Oh, Pepper Clark, I think. I just saw that I changed the file name on the bottom, but the recording is actually pretty blurry, so I don't know if you guys could see that. Sorry, I don't have any state-of-the-art like editing software. I'm literally just using Microsoft Movie Maker because that's the only thing I could figure out how to use. Anyway, what was I saying? She's a skunk who's a comedian, and I think I heard that she's friends with the purple dog. Her name's Zoe. I think she'll be in the next video because I need to make this a two-parter because I had way too much footage, especially the first few drawings that I did. I think because I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do, like what kind of art style I wanted to, you know, try out. Because, you know, I have things incorporated from my typical art style, but it's still very different from, you know, how I usually draw. I should try to get out of my comfort zone more, which, you know, I think that this was a pretty good way of doing it. You know, the characters and their designs are fairly simple, but, you know, they're stylized in a way that I don't do very often. Like, I don't typically draw, not anatomically correct animals, but I guess if you're a furry, you'd call them like ferals or something instead of anthro. I guess I'd draw more anthro art. I'm not really well versed with a lot of like social media because I like to stay off of it because it's annoying mostly, but it's also not good for mental health. Ugh. I hope I don't get off on too many tangents, but, you know, I'm not sure if it's completely a bad thing, because I, you know, want to narrate through the whole video. But it might be difficult because I'm not used to, you know, talking to myself on camera, not on camera, but, you know, narrating for this long. I also was too lazy to add notes, like write notes. But I don't know, I guess I also don't like scripting that much. I don't know, I guess it's also boring to me, and I guess sometimes it could feel a little stiff, which, you know, I don't think I'm, you know, particularly, like, good at speaking and, like, improving. But whatever, that's just what's easier for me today. This character, he's a mongoose. I think his name was Sunil Nevla. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know how much it matters because I don't know how many people care about the pronunciation of characters' names from the Littlest Pet Shop TV show. I think I read that he, you know, was also pretty, like, skittish. Oh yeah, that's something else that I noticed, that, you know, the show has, like, an ensemble cast, which is very difficult to manage, especially for maybe amateur writers. I'm not sure if the writers were, you know, I'm not sure of their experience, but it's something that's very difficult to do well. So I don't remember whether that detracted from the show when I watched it, but I guess looking at it now, it was probably, you know, kind of overcrowded. And it's harder to, you know, differentiate characters personality-wise. I think that they do have distinct designs just because, you know, there's such a big range of animals. I'm not saying that, you know, a large cast is a bad thing, of course. I guess just, you know, in not exactly personal experience, because I haven't really written much outside of school. And when I have, it's only focused on, like, maybe 6 characters at most. I think because I just get attached to, you know, like the protagonist in particular. And so I guess I don't deem it necessary to make more. Though I guess I have a lot of characters I've thought about in my head, but that's, you know, more of an artist than a writer thing, I think. Because, you know, like the meme where, you know, a lot of artists have like more OCs than they can count or remember. This character here, I think his name is Russel Ferguson. I can only ever think of Craig Ferguson when I hear the last name. I don't remember much about his personality. I think that he was kind of like a neat freak. Wait, was he I think he was a hedgehog. I don't know what I said before. If I said that he was a porcupine, I was wrong. I was spreading misinformation on the internet. He was kind of tough. I'm not too proud of how he turned out compared to some of my other drawings. Because, you know, it was... I think there was only, like, one, like, model for... or mold for Hedgehog LPS. So I didn't have many different poses or expressions to work with. I do really try to stick to the original, you know, designs of the characters. I guess because sometimes when they're changed too much, I have trouble recognizing them. And that's just something that, you know, I guess I personally prefer. Also, maybe I find it a bit easier because there's less I have to change or think about. But anyway, I had so much trouble because there were no porcupine LPS that stood on 2 feet, while in, like, all of the references I had of him, he was on 2 feet, so I guess I thought that, you know, that would kind of work better with his personality. And also, it might be, I guess, easier to draw to be the most accurate. So, you saw that I, used that reference of that one, LPS bear that stands on 2 legs. I don't know why that one in particular. I guess it's just probably one of the most, like, popular, like, LPS that stands on 2 legs. That's, like, a close enough, like, body type to, you know, this hedgehog. I guess just a pretty regular, like, you know, upright anthro character. This is the last character in the recording, and since I don't have much to say, I guess I'll just say thank you for watching. Bye. I don't know if I should say, like, have a special outro or something. Goodness. Hopefully I'll post all these characters, and hopefully I'll finish the, you know, next video soon. See ya.